everybody. Welcome to Lincgren's podcast. We are the Lincgren Abuja team. My name is Hauwa Abubakar and
I'm Jennifer Makri. And today we'll be talking and answering questions on environmental issues and climate change, especially in Niger Delta region.
All right, so I'll ask you the first question. How has oil spillage in Niger Delta shaped community livelihoods? And what lessons can be learned for future environmental policies?
If we are talking about how it has oil spill has affected Niger Delta as a region, anything in a nation or community, the first things that actually affects them birth rate, when there's a drop in birth rate, and then their livelihood. So if we are coming from the aspect of livelihood, especially knowing that many people in Niger Delta are usually farmers and
fishermen.
Yes, so I don't tell you how crazy it has been to their sea and how it has affected their water region.
Land.
But oil spillage has really affected the livelihood. It has made these people most of them just come, they see oil spilled on their farmlands.
And
they don't have
it's now a normal thing. You're no longer surprised by that devastating act.
So because of now affecting their livelihood, it makes some people turn, especially the youths, turn to crime. I'm not trying to pinpoint I'll do justice to criminals, but it makes them turn to crime to support their family.
They see it as the only available option because they were fishers and they were farmers and they can no longer fish and farm. So
no livelihood again. So most of them turn to crime, and then most of them they don't have anything. Poverty rate has increased, and you know what poverty does to a nation. You know what poverty does to community.
All right, next question. In your view, what role should grassroots organizations like Lincgren play in bridging the gap between communities and the government on climate issues?
I would say dialogue, because dialogue is very, very important.
Yeah.
Dialogue, number one. Awareness.
Many people don't trust the government right now because of so many things.
Dialogue between who and who?
The community.
Dialogue between the communities and
the stakeholders.
Exactly. For example, the just concluded Look Beyond Oil conference. We had stakeholders there, and then we had community representative there. So it was a platform for community leaders or community members, the ordinary people, and then stakeholders to sit down and deliberate on what is happening to their land.
I think storytelling and them dialogue, building trust, I think it goes a long way coming from the grassroots organizations.
Awesome. So what are some overlooked health impacts of oil pollution that communities and policymakers often ignore?
Respiratory issues. You know what asthma does? Like, I grew up with asthma. I grew up in Port Harcourt, actually, and there was a time really suit was really bad. You can't go anywhere. It's like, don't wear white clothes out. So my school uniform was like white. So we have to wear sweater. When you reach the classroom, that's when you remove
your sweater.
Don't open the window. Suit was really bad. And one thing that affected me so much was respiratory issues. I don't want to tell you how many people have respiratory issues.
And another issue that is often overlooked, mental health issue. Because you see, respiratory issue is kind of like physical. You can see the impact.
Nigerians don't even recognize
mental health as issue.
Many Nigerians have never recognized mental health as an illness right now. So it's even hard telling them, and they're like, "What do you think?"
And then oil spillage and pollution has been linked to cancer, kidney, kidney problems as well.
I read some research on it, fertility issues. Many kids, not many, but most kids, especially in affected regions like Bayelsa, come out deformed. I don't know if there was one time you saw the Lincgren founder when he talked about a particular community in Bayelsa where they have a place where they throw their dead children. Yes.
How do you think climate education can be localized to resonate with rural communities in Nigeria?
Climate education being localized, it has to start from language because communication language is very important in communication. So if you do not understand what somebody is saying, you cannot get the message. So we need to translate a lot of this, maybe videos, courses, all this educational material to the local language of the people that we are trying to pass the message to.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Just try and get to the level, bring it down to the level, explain how they contribute to this. explaining to them, and then also I think everything works part in partnership, especially in these oil regions. Most of them know the people vandalizing oil, and so at least encourage them. We have to help each other. It's we in a community. We live in a communal community and all. So basically, someone say something.
Yeah.
Say something. Help not dry. Help the agencies involved in it.
All right. How can storytelling and documentaries change the narrative around climate justice in Nigeria?
So basically, with the world we are now, everything going on, we are shifting with the artificial intelligence and all. Storytelling is a way of inviting people to come and live your experience. It's a way of inviting people to come and live the experience of what these people are going through.
Yeah.
So storytelling, most times you document what they are going through. You give them the microphone to share their experiences and you put it all together. And then this storytelling is also creates help data analysis. Everything's about data.
Yeah.
It helps us to gather data around, help researchers.
Yeah, and it can even help with fundraising. When people see your story, they would be inspired to donate, to give them fund.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So what opportunities exist for young people to lead climate action in oil polluted regions?
What opportunities exist for the young people
to lead climate action in regions affected by oil?
Sustainable entrepreneurship.
Okay. Oh, skilled us with big grammar.
So what is sustainable entrepreneurship?
Okay, sustainable entrepreneurship is basically, for example, we all understand the meaning of entrepreneurship, right? So
no, I don't do.
Oh my God,
I don't understand. Entrepreneurship is hard to.
Yeah, you understand the meaning of entrepreneurship. Yeah, so the sustainable in it comes from the understanding that whatever I am doing, I have to make sure sustainability comes before profits. And then sustainability is literally the way we live our life now that would favor us, at the same time not affect future generations to come. Do you understand? So it's not just going to be about making money anymore. How do I make money that helps my environment, that doesn't take from my environment or gives back to my environment? And that's when you see things like a lot of people, maybe solar, you're like, okay, rather than exactly, or maybe farming, or you see instead of plastic bag, it's okay, paper straw. We've seen that. That is a form of sustainable entrepreneurship. Before, when we were growing up, we used plastic straw to drink our Capri-Sun, but now it's paper straw. Do you understand? So once we throw the paper straw on the floor, it degrades. It doesn't add to plastic pollution.
So how do you think Africa can, or how do you think Nigeria can solve the climate change crisis?
I would start from continuous education, because one of the main challenges we are having in this part of the world is lack of awareness. A lot of people will tell you it is a scam. So when somebody don't even believe in climate change, they do not see it as an issue.
We should start from accepting that there's an issue.
Exactly. So we should start from accepting that there's an issue.
Identifying the issue and how we can. So I think acceptance first should be the first issue. They should accept there's an issue, and then how we can.
So this continuous awareness goes a long way. If you're scrolling on TikTok, you see a post about climate change, you ignore. By the 10th day, you are curious to know what is this about. You can't just ignore it anymore.
So she flood their timeline to it.
Yes. Follow them bumper to bumper.
So after that, what next?
Then accountability. Then accountability. We start projects. Now, one thing that we kind of lack in Nigeria is accountability. So most of this project we should be at the government, governments and the agencies involved from the grassroots. Everybody should be accountable. Right now, we're using the data, like the earlier question, I don't know if you remember, it's when we talked about data analysis. We're using the data gathered to look for solutions, and we need to be accountable to these solutions, what we're actually doing.
And I would say if every single person in Nigeria has a sustainable mindset, I think that would solve climate problem. Because if you're looking at if I want to buy something in the market, how does this thing I'm buying, not just help me? How does it help my environment? If every single person thinks like that, we will start avoiding things that hurts our planet, that hurts our environment, and then start embracing things that help our environment.
Maybe it's not everybody, but at least if up to 70% of Nigerians think of preservation.
Yeah.
Okay, finally, now if Nigeria decides to solve their climate climate change issue is a global issue. Let's assume Nigeria does not emit any carbon dioxide and Nigeria is net zero, and other countries don't stop. There's zero progress. So how do one nation now begin to influence the decisions of other nations? And if you hold your country accountable and other countries do not stop emission, like what we're saying with US, it makes no difference. It's almost like let's just eat and die. So how do we now hold other countries accountable?
First of all, Nigeria have our issues, but we are not among the top contributors in this. So most of these other countries that are already accountable, that are the top contributors. If you look at the climate finance, you find out that they're actually paying for it. They're actually paying funds for it. I don't know if that's the correct answer, but I think they're paying funds for it. So
is that enough?
I would say influence is not always loud. Yeah. So if, for example, we as Nigerians do not emit anything again, other immediate African countries will start looking up to us, especially if we are living a good life. For example, we become center of attraction. We are not emitting anything, yet we are still no hunger. We are living a good, wonderful life. Our neighbors will start looking up to us. We will start influencing our immediate neighbors, them Ghana, Mali, Niger will start influencing them. Before you know it, it would be, for example, a continent, Africa, that doesn't emit. And then we would have power over other continents. Yeah.
So you just start with your home.
Yeah.
That. Well, you can start with your home and then take it outside.
Okay.